Hello guys and welcome back to another FPO video. Today I'm going to show to you how my team did in Game Week 12 and what my lineup for Game Week 13 is looking right now. So if you enjoy the content, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, and now let's jump into it. As you can see, in Game Week 12 I did pretty okay considering I had only 10 outfield players for this game week because I didn't want to sub off Martinelli and then to put him back in. So I just decided to go with 10 players. As you can see, there is a little bit of difference from my team last time. I decided to go for Darwin Nunez against West Ham. And I almost made the right decision. I think he was amazing in that first half. He could have scored at least one more goal and he would have been with a big hole, but the goal here is good. He was subbed off. He was, I think, with a small injury subbed off or just precautionary, but I believe that he will be okay for Nottingham Forest. In defense, most of my points came from there. Nick Pope kept a clean sheet again. Trippier kept a clean sheet, 3 bonus points. He is just amazing, guys. Gay conceded a goal from Adama Traore from all people, and he received a yellow card, so only 1 point from him. Webster, 6-pointer against Nottingham Forest. He was going forward, he was joining the box, but he didn't score or do anything. And Nick Williams, again, a clean sheet, 6 points. The game against Brighton finished the best way possible. In midfield, Zaha finally scored a goal, which is good. 8 points, pretty okay from him. Billing, I was disappointed that he didn't return, but Bournemouth didn't score. So I think he's a good pick overall, but I could have picked Almiron or maybe someone else and it would have been better, but I had my gut feeling about Billing and I hope he returns in the next couple of game weeks because Newcastle has a pretty difficult schedule going forward, but let's see. And Andreas, he didn't return. Once he's in my starting lineup, he doesn't return. What can you do? Up front, Harry Kane was my captain. He got only 2 points, which is bad, but what can I do? And Darwin, as I said, scored goal, but he was subbed off before the 60th minute, so only 5 points from him. On my bench, Danny Ward received 3 bonus or 2 bonus and a save, I'm not sure, but 9 points from him. He outscored Pope once again. And the other 3 guys were from Man City, so they weren't playing. Now we will go and see how my team will line up for Game Week 13. Overall, I've got 50 points from that game week, which is better than last game week when I had 11 players. So we go forward, a small green arrow to around 158,000. Now let's go to game week 13. As you can see, I've not made a transfer yet, but I had a plan in my head that I will discuss in a little bit. I have 2.2 millions in the bank. On the bench, as you can see, there is a slight change. Pope is there. He has a game against Tottenham, which he may rack up a couple of save points, but I believe that Tottenham will be hungry for points after the disappointment against Manchester United, so I believe that Newcastle this time will concede goals. So I opted for Danny Ward this time, and the other guys are Andreas, Webster, and Nick Williams. In defense, I've put Danny Ward in goal. He has a game against Wolves. Wolves are the safest team for a defensive point of view, and I think he may return a clean sheet here. Gay keeps his place. He's playing against Everton. Trippier against Tottenham. I know that Pope and Trippier both are Newcastle players, and what I said about Pope still is valid here, but I think Trippier going forward is on a threat, so I think I'll keep him in the lineup. And the last guy is Cancelo against Brighton. That's why I kept them, the City boys, so I can have them in the next game weeks. Next is the midfield. No changes here. Foden comes back for Brighton, Martinelli against Southampton, Billing against West Ham, and Zaha against Everton. In attack, I finally have a amazing trio up front in Hurricane against Newcastle. As I said, they're at home, they want to bounce back. I believe that he will score goals. The other guy is Haaland. He is against Brighton at home. I believe City are well rested. They're angry because they lost their last game, so Brighton are going to be annihilated. But let's see. And Darwin against Nottingham Forest. I think that he got his rest against West Ham in the final 35 or so minutes, and he will come as a starter. The transfer plans that I had in mind are to bring an Arsenal player. I think I want someone from their defense. Saliba is the obvious pick, but he has 4 yellow cards and 1 yellow card, and he will miss an easy maybe game against Nottingham, or then against Chelsea, or then the last game before the international break. So I don't fancy bringing him in. The other 2 guys I'm considering are White and Gabriel. I think I'll go for Gabriel if I go for an Arsenal defender. He is aerial threat all the time. They got similar points, but just because Gabriel didn't score many goals yet, and with his aerial threat, I believe that he may outscore White, and I don't have anywhere else to spend my budget right now, so I don't need to save the money from one to the other. So I think I'll go for Gabriel. The other option for me is to go for Saka, but Arsenal going forward against teams that are at home are not very good. Arsenal destroyed teams at Emirates, but they have only 1 game there. So yeah, it's against Nottingham Forest, but I don't see a lot of goals coming Arsenal's way. Maybe something like the Leeds game, 1 not goal here, and then the home team will take advantage. We'll see, but for now I'm leaning towards owning an Arsenal defender in the next 4 game weeks. I may bring Saka for Nottingham Forest, but I'm not sure yet. Let's wait and see. And the final thing we're going to discuss today is my captain. It will be Haaland. I believe that he will come back and destroy teams just like did before the Liverpool game. So not a big surprise here. And that will be it for me, guys. Just a quick note that next game week I'm away from my home, so I won't be able to proceed with the video, but I will try to bring some content for you just to see my team for the guys who are following me, and I will see you next time. Bye.